Monument area is just guessing. How many of you have looked at their website, went to the Birthplace of Rivers National Monument? Did you believe all that stuff?
Yeah, right.
It's about half of it's true and 2/3 of it's exaggerated, and then there's some stuff that's straight out never going to happen. But anyway, we know nothing about this monument. You don't know the exact area. You don't know who's going to run it. When it goes to the president, some little guy in the back corner is going to draw the map. It happened on the Cranberry Wilderness area. He's going to put in what he thinks he wants, or what somebody tells him to put in it. And at the same time, they can attach any kind of restrictions to that before the president signs it that they want to. I mean, right now they say there'll not be an acre of private land in it. That can change just by what the guy writes it can do. It says the DNR is going to run the fish and wildlife management. That can change with a stroke of the pencil, or it can be changed with restrictions on it, like he was talking about the brown trout. The Trout Unlimited opposes stalking brown trout in streams with native brook trout, or any stream that has tributaries that have native brook trout on it, because they say brook trout can travel from one tributary to the other up and down the main stream. These brown trout can work against that. What they don't tell you is that their policy says invasive species, which includes rainbow trout. If we don't start rainbow, and when I say we, I've been retired for 10 years, but I've worked for the DNR as a fishery biologist for 38 years, ran the trout program for 20 years, and I can't get away from saying we when I get to talking about the DNR. But the vast majority of this area, the streams receive rainbow trout and a few brook trout, a few brown trout. 80% of all the fish the state stocks is rainbow trout. So that could have a real impact on it. Now they only mention brown trout, and I don't know why, because they say invasive species. Rainbow trout are not native to West Virginia. They're a western species. Brown trout's from Europe. And but anyway, when they draw this plan up, anything that somebody wants to put in it that the president will sign will be put in it. So there's no plan now. You won't get the plan until after it's put into effect, and you're going to buy a pig and a poke. If it was all done beforehand, people might look at it and say, that's not a bad deal. But once it's signed and it goes into the planning process, the environmental groups are going to have the upper hand because they're already writing the plan. Us poor devils aren't writing a plan. So when they go, it's established, they go in, they've already got this plan written. The most likely thing is that they'll have far more influence on what finally comes out of it than you and I. There's no assurance the Forest Service is going to run it. With a stroke of a pen, they can make it the Park Service, and then it's went from really bad to terrible because there's nobody worse to work with than the Park Service.
Amen.
They was going to arrest me for stalking fingerling brown trout in the lower end of Glade Creek, a New River, in the New River National River area. They found out Trout Unlimited was going to meet me, and we were going to backpack fingerling browns into a 2-mile catch and release area. About 2 weeks before we were going to do it, I got a letter from them saying they would not approve that stalking, and if I did it, I was subject to prosecution. I was always some bullheaded. So I wrote them back where I would be, at what time and what date. He said, if you want to arrest me, have